Hello everybody, today we want to explore the most interesting part in this class, that is the interaction, how to use a MIDI. Do you still remember what a MIDI is? MIDI looks like this, but it is the digital music instrument interface, okay? They can send the digital signal to the computer, and computer know exactly what we are doing. Okay, so let's try my pre-program. Wow. Do you still remember? It sounds similar, right? I'm playing back a Bach Prelude in C, but in a very interesting way. Only program can do it. So today we want to learn from the very beginning, from the totally blank paper. So the tutorial offer very fantastic, comprehensive information. Let's look at the tutorial. Sony Pi tutorial, you can search it. Now, today our focus is MIDI section. Okay, so MIDI in is to receive the input. Receive the input, right? Receive the input. This is our input device received into a computer. Okay, so we don't have the time to read every single, but basically this is a MIDI controller, okay? Can be connected to the computer. You can connect through the USB connection, and also in advance you can connect through the wireless Bluetooth, okay? That's a more advanced topic. But more important is the MIDI message, MIDI event. When we hit the key, the computer will receive the event. The event contains two types. The one is MIDI on, off. Another note, on. And off. Okay, so what do I mean? When you press the specific note, particular note, they will generate a MIDI on message or event, and also telling your computer which note you are pressing, which is the MIDI number, which will control the frequency, the pitch. So if I press this, the MIDI number is 60, they will sound like a door. And something very important is that sometimes I press very softly. And sometimes I press very heavily. How can our computer know? Yeah, MIDI also will send the speed, or what they call the velocity, how you press this note. Okay, this is the second part, very, very important. So the number one is the MIDI note, which control the pitch, the frequency. Another is the heaviness, how hard you press down. That's it. Okay, so when you release this note, they will also send the off message. But more importantly, on is where we begin to generate the sound. Some people, they will not use off to control the sound because the sound gradually decay, right? So now today we want to explore how to do that. Remember, the best thing to learn the code is to by copy and paste and know and figure out what's going on in the coding. Okay, so now I have here has a very clear demonstration. Use a live loop, use a very interesting code. This is a new, I think this is a key command to sync. In this means to listen to a special MIDI device you already connect to the computer, and they will return two value. The one is the MIDI number and assign to the note this variable. Another is the velocity. You already know that. And then the second seems to look at to synthesize using the piano sound to synthesize this note. Okay, let's just go ahead to copy this code and go to my Sony Pi, paste it. Okay, so I run. You may see nothing happened. Where's my sound? Where's my sound? Oh, I forgot to tell you. If you copy paste from the tutorial, don't expect it's always working, right? Because that's other people's code. So now I want to tell you very important because everybody's MIDI device is different. This is a Roland MIDI device. So you need to fix some configuration, okay? The sample code shows that the MIDI device, the narrow key 2 keyboard, is some other brands, maybe it's a Korg, okay, or some other companies. But now you want to change it as your own device. Luckily, when you connect the MIDI device on your computer, it's very easy because the system already show you the configuration. Okay, so now if I press something, do you see the status? The status here, they show on, off. Here, this is a MIDI number 48. On, off, 46, no, 49, 50, okay, 60, 61, 2, 3, 4, 5, all right, on, off. So it's very clear. So this is the string that you want to copy into your code. Okay, let me teach you how to do it very, 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 very handy. When you use a sync, okay, this is my favorite part of the Sony Pi. So friendly, so nice. They provide the supporting information for you to choose from. Okay, you can see they automatically choose that something could be sync to. Of course, now we want to deal with the MIDI, and we want to select the MIDI on because on is what we make the sound. Okay, that's it. And then we leave the program, rerun, and see what happened. Yeah, we have the sound. But the problem is it doesn't seem to happen in real time. I already pressed the note, but the sound comes a little bit late, right? Okay. Here is also very tricky part because the computer uses a buffer to buffer your event and then later on synthesize it. So let's look at how you can solve this bug. This section, if you are curious about removing the latency, this is the things that we really want to do. If you want the sound happen immediately right after you press the note, okay? So I need to use this command, use real time, okay? Let's copy this part and add this note, use real time, this code, and stop. Rerun and see what happened. Yeah. minor scale, yeah, and chord. Fantastic, right? So now we can have a very interesting playback. You can noodle around. And the sound is coming from your own code. Isn't that amazing? I think that's fantastic. So maybe I want to change another sound, a sound which is sounds like a pluck. Pluck is like a guitar, right? Yeah, pretty, right? So you can incorporate your previous knowledge into this section. And the fun things is that you started to find that the power of the computation, right? Okay, this is the purpose of this course. Now let's see if we can use this chord in a more interesting way. What about I want to make this code change playback in our previous. I remember we have a play this syntax, right? You can simply use this way. But play, by default, they use the piano sound. So if you change this syntax, you need to change the syncs, okay? Yeah. For example, I change to another one, hollow. Okay, sing my code. Totally different, right? So you can incorporate the previous, maybe saw. We have a sound source, right? Right? So you can start to recycle the previous learning, okay? And in this case, everything seems have the same volume. No surprise, it is because you use the play, you forgot to use the velocity by using the amp. Remember, amplitude is where we control the volume, right? So you need to make the input data, the volume, the velocity, into your output part. So here is a little bit information that you need to be aware. In MIDI, I make my code stop. I want you to observe my MIDI data, the second column. You can see if I press so soft, the volume is 1. If I press a little in middle volume, 41, harder, very hard, the maximum is the 127. Oh, this is how MIDI, the maximum value can receive. Okay, so they have from the 0 to the 127. Okay, so if you want to use this value to control the loudness or also to rescale it, you need to carefully, you can do it because the amplitude value in Sony Pi is a 0 to 1. Okay, so you can normalize it. Okay, but be careful. You want to normalize it by divided by this number, and you use a 127.0 so that this value will be stored in the floating point in real number. Okay. Otherwise, it will be divided only. The result will be only 0 and 1, either having a very loud sound or without any sound at all. Okay. So this is the one thing that we can do, and you can also enlarge, empathize. Rescale, make it louder. Okay.